What's up, everybody? This is MJ coming to you live from one of my many travels, but I did not want to neglect our weekly or our twice weekly trainings because the content that we're covering in these broadcasts is so important. If you want to also be able to live the life of your dreams, whether that's about travel, whether that's about the home you live in, whether it's about the difference you're able to make in your community, the way you're able to form and transform your children's lives, whatever that's about for you, your boutique and its success is critical to being able to achieve that. So that's why we're coming to you live from wherever it is in the world I am. I've got this picture behind me in the Airbnb, so you might be able to guess where I am if you know this location. But anyway, not important. What's important is that you understand the dangers of oversimplifying your business. So there are tools and strategies that any wise entrepreneur needs to employ in order to make sure that their business succeeds. You don't want to be reinventing the wheel. You don't want to be doing a lot of rework and going around and around doing things that aren't providing value in your business, right? You are in the boutique business, what? To make money and also maybe to transform the lives of your customers, right? And you don't want to be doing things that are inefficient. You don't want to be doing things that have already been done and proven not to work. Things that are just not going to work for your market, for your particular business style. Because guess what? Entrepreneurs all have a certain style with which they operate. And you don't want to be doing things that take you out of that, because then you could be turning your boutique into another job that you hate, right? So there are tools and strategies that you need to be using that are going to make things simpler for you and your business, right? However, there is a danger of of oversimplifying what it's going to take to get to the 6 and 7 figure level in your business. And I know some of you are probably like, well, MJ, I'm not trying to get rich. That's what everybody says, right? When they're trying to play small because they're afraid they can't get there. They say, I'm not trying to get rich. I don't want to make 6 figures. But guess what? If you want to be able to leave your job and live a comfortable lifestyle, your business is going to have to be like making at least $150,000, $200,000 a year so that you can pay yourself. Because you're not leaving your job just to make the same amount of money you were making over there. That doesn't make sense. You want to be doing better. So you are striving for a 6-figure business at the very minimum, and more than that if you're trying to create wealth and a legacy for your family. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Today, we're going to be talking about the dangers of thinking that it's too simple, that all I have to do is run out here and just give me a website and, pay somebody for some marketing trick and just the customers are going to come flooding in. That's what I often see people doing, is just thinking that a website or renting a retail space is all that it takes to have success. That's not even what you should be worrying about, especially in the beginning. They're buying inventory, you're buying a website or building one or renting a space and thinking that's all it's going to take. And that's not it. The danger of thinking that all it takes is inventory and a website is that you're oversimplifying what it takes. And there are 3 main dangers we're going to talk about today of why you don't want to oversimplify things in your business. For one thing, and this should be pretty obvious, is that you run the risk of missing things altogether. So if you are out here and you decided last month or last year that you wanted to start a boutique and you immediately started looking for people to buy things from, to sell, you've missed out on probably 150 things that you should have done before you were paying for inventory. That's just a fact. I know there's people out there that just say, just buy some stuff and just, you'll figure it out along the way. That's the way to keep your business from ever really turning into something that's going to allow you to quit your job. It's going to stay at the hobby business level indefinitely, because that's just not what you need to be spending your money on in the beginning, is inventory. And the other thing I see is websites. Go right to either buying a website or building one yourself. That's not what you should be doing in the beginning. There is a ton of stuff you need to be doing to provide structure around your business so that you can know where you're going with your boutique. It's not just about selling stuff. If you don't have crystal clear understanding of where you want to go, who you want to be in your business, because every business has a personality and it has a culture, you're not going to be able to get there because you're going to be all over the place. People miss out on that groundwork because, it can be so tempting to skip all that stuff in the beginning. You want to believe the people that tell you, you don't need to do all that stuff. You don't need a plan. You don't need to think things through. Just go out there and do some stuff. Because quite frankly, Starting a business is not easy. Even if you know what to do and you're willing to follow a process and you've got a game plan A to Z stepped out for you, it's not easy. There's a difference between simple and easy. They are related. Simple means something is not complex. It's not really convoluted. There aren't a ton of steps, and simple things don't have a path that looks like that, right? Simple is straightforward. A lot of times it's linear, etc. So you can make your business simple, but I'm not going to say it's ever easy, because there's always going to be some kind of challenge. Easy means it's not difficult. So something can be complex and still be easy to do, right? And something can be simple and still be difficult to do. So you can have a simple process stepped out for you, but it's still going to be difficult to do. So it's tempting to want to skip all that stuff. I don't need all that. I don't need to work on my mindset and get myself ready to be an entrepreneur so I can actually succeed. I don't need to worry about planning and getting finances together. I don't need to actually know what I'm going to do with my marketing. I'm just going to jump on social media and hope for the best. That is the surefire way to spend 20 years building your business. And those first 18 years before you have real success are going to be spent trial and error, making a whole lot of unnecessary mistakes. You're always going to make mistakes in business, but a lot of them are unnecessary. But that's what happens when you, first of all, miss out on things altogether. There are so many steps that it wouldn't even take you that long to plan it out. But if you don't know what it is you need to be planning, and if you've been convinced by these people out here that it don't take all that, all it takes is you just need $200 and just keep investing $200 in your business, and all of a sudden it's going to be $1 million business. They're lying to you. Either they're lying or they have the best intentions and they're just deceiving you unintentionally. Whatever that is, if you leave steps out, you cannot game the system. You cannot avoid it any more than you can hope to lose weight and tone up your body and look great after you've spent years maybe being overweight or abusing your body with various things, but without changing your diet, but without exercising. You cannot lose weight without changing your diet and moving your body, getting your rest and those other things, those water and all those other things. The same is true in business. You cannot skip critical steps and think you're going to get the same success. And it's really, at the very best, it's naive. And at the worst, it's very presumptuous. It's dangerously presumptuous to think that you don't have to do what all the other successful people have done to make your boutique or shop a success. It does not work like that. It does not work like that. You're not going to get rich quick overnight. And even if you're like, okay, it don't have to be quick, MJ. I'm on the slow burn. Guess what? It can only go so slow. The laws of entrepreneurship that I'm making up say that you have to have momentum. There have to be some things that grow exponentially. You can't just hobble along, investing a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, a little bit of forethought, a little bit of planning, a little bit of money in your business and think that it's going to grow. Momentum is everything in a business, and you have to build momentum, but you can't do that when you are skipping steps in the early stages, when you don't even know what it takes to succeed as an entrepreneur and you're not planning for it. You think you can just jump from being a job holder to owning a company. You can't. You have to prepare. And either you're going to do the work on the beginning, either you're going to pay the price at the beginning and do it the right way with expert help and setting yourself up for success, or you're going to pay with a lot more time and a lot more money as you trial and error and screw up things along the way. I'm giving it to you straight. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's too much living to be out here that you could be out here doing. There's too much wealth you could be building. There's too much of a difference you could be making in your community for me to soft sell it and say, yeah, you don't have to really invest that much in your business. You kind of gracefully, without any risk, just ease into it. No, you can't. You cannot ease into success. You cannot. And I state that. If you're serious about changing your life, if you're serious about growing your retail business to the level where you will be able to make a difference in your life, the lives of your children, your mate, your community, your extended family, you're going to have to take some steps in the right direction by risking it on the front end. And everything about entrepreneurship, as I always say, is a risk. But that's why you get the big rewards. And you're not going to get that by skipping steps and just getting a website and buying a bunch of inventory and hoping for the best. Every woman that gets on a call with me and tells me that that's what she's doing is always describing the inventory as sitting over there in the closet by the front door, and I have no idea how to sell it. Well, you shouldn't even have bought anything if you don't know how to sell it. You have to prepare for selling your stuff before you buy it, or you've just got money tied up in boxes and you're still not going to be making money off of it. Okay, that one took me longer than I thought it would, but I had to drive that home, that missing things altogether, skipping steps, is one of the dangers of oversimplifying your business, because it gives you this false sense of security that somehow it's going to be, there's not that much to it when there really is, and you're missing out on steps. The second danger of oversimplifying your business is that you can be doing the wrong things altogether, which kind of ties back to buying inventory, setting up a website as the first thing that you're doing. Or here's the one I love. People get really excited, and I applaud them when they are taking steps in the right direction. I'm not trying to minimize taking steps actions, but people get really excited when they get a business license and a tax ID number. Ma'am, that's 1 or 2 hours of work on a website. You order it, you fill out the form, you ask for it. That's one of 150 things you need to be doing to prepare yourself to open your boutique. But people have built it up online. They're selling this service that I'll help you get your LLC. I got my LLC in about 5 or 10 minutes on the website for my state. People out here charging $200-$300 to help you do something you could have done yourself. And I get it. Sometimes you're like, well, what if we don't know how? Now, that particular step, the one that people get really excited about and they think they're in business because they have a tax ID number or because they have a reseller's license, I'm like, no, you have a reseller's license. You have a tax ID number. You're not in business unless you are getting money for services and products that you are providing to a customer. Otherwise, you're not in business, okay? But that's one thing. But the things that are hurting you are the things you're doing that are wrong, such as, like I said, getting a website too early. That's one of the really big ones. And I harp on that because so many people think because they got a Shopify account with pictures on it that they're in business. But then if your bank account has zeros or 3-digit numbers in it, you're not getting to the level that you want to be at. You're not going to be able to quit your job with a few $100s or even with a few $1,000 because you're not living well if you're making $3,000 a month in this country. I mean, that's just the way it is. Especially if you got a family, $36,000 is going nowhere, right? You've got to be turning over some real money in your business, right? But doing the wrong things can hurt you because, number one, they still take time, energy, and money when you're doing things that you should not be doing to start your business. It takes away focus from what you should be doing, and it can actually hurt you and set you back further because you're doing the wrong things. And these wrong things that you hear about, I see a lot of these how-to videos on YouTube, a lot of stuff out on Google, and there's things even that come through my news feed on Facebook and other social media, people that are telling you, oh, just spend $99 on this, just spend $1,200 on this, spend $249 on this. And a lot of times you fall victim to it because it's a small pay. You don't have to pay that much, so it makes you feel like, okay, I can do this one little thing. It'll give me that dopamine rush of I have done something in my business. I must be succeeding because I spent $249 on this little checklist of vendors or on whatever. People get mad when I talk about vendor lists, buying vendor lists or selling them and all that. People get mad, but I'm trying to stop you from making mistakes, spending your money on the wrong things. If you don't know why it's problematic to be buying and selling these vendor lists, I actually did another video. You can go out in my group if you're a member of my group, or you can go out on my business page. I can't remember, the Freedom Boutique is my business page. You can scroll down, or maybe you can search to look for the word vendor. But I did a video on that, on the dangers of the vendor list. Everybody thinks all I need is a vendor list. I'm going to spend $200 on this list that I have no idea what to do with, that I have no idea what to monetize once I start spending money with these people. But doing the wrong things in your business, they can cost you time and money, and they also eat away at your confidence. Because when you find out that you did something you should not have been doing in your business and you make a mistake, maybe you get in trouble from a financial standpoint, maybe you get in trouble from a legal standpoint, that shoots your confidence. And now you're more afraid to invest more in the right things, the right guidance, the right education, the right things you should be doing, because now I spent $800 and I still haven't made any money. Ma'am, you're talking about building a 6-figure business. You're talking about making $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a month, or not a month, but well, eventually you can make that a month, but in a year. But you are worried about, I spent $500 on this, I spent $200 on that. First of all, it's going to take a huge cash outlay over time, especially in the beginning, to make the kind of money you're trying to make. But it eats away at your confidence and makes you afraid to invest in the right thing, such as getting a professional coach like me who can help you to not make these mistakes. But you did the wrong things before you got to me, and it set your business back because now you're full of fear. You have reservations. You feel like I did all this stuff and it didn't get me any results, when really the stuff you were doing were things you shouldn't have been doing at all. So that's why doing the wrong things is so dangerous, because you oversimplified and you started doing stuff you should have been doing to begin with. Okay, so we talked about missing out on the right things altogether. And we talked about doing the wrong things for your business. And these two things are super dangerous. The third danger of oversimplifying your business is that you can be doing the right things at the wrong time or in the wrong order. This is dangerous because it's not that you should not be doing these particular tasks. And the reason, let me do a little sidebar. The reason I refer to things in that you should be doing in your business as opposed to listing them is, number one, as a longtime person in entrepreneurship, I know there are just too many things that you should be doing to cover them in a 30-minute video or a 20-minute video. And I don't like giving out lists, because once you start listing things, people think, well, that's all I need is that little thing. If I just do that one thing, success is mine. No, you need to have a structured approach to doing your business the right way. You need to know all the things and do them in the right order, which is what we're talking about right this second. Is you can do the right thing at the wrong time. It's kind of like in relationships. There's a time and place for everything, right? There's a time when you should maybe speak to your partner about something. There's a wrong time. If it's a man and he likes watching the game, while he's watching the game, especially towards the end when the final shot or the final goal is going to be made, that's not the time to talk about your relationship. You're not going to get a great outcome. You're going to start a bigger fight about something that's not what you want to talk about. But maybe after you fed him and you soothed him or whatever it is y'all do, that's the right time to do it. Talking about your relationship is not wrong, but talking about your relationship at the wrong time can be harmful. Hold on, I got to turn this fan on. The same is true in your business, right? You can be doing the right thing, but if you've done it in the wrong order, it can be just as damaging as doing the wrong thing altogether or missing that right thing in your step actions. Like I said at the beginning, there is a certain order you should be doing things in your business. And I say there's 1,001 things you should be doing, most of which you should be doing before grand opening day, to prepare yourself for success. So you're not sitting there looking at a box of inventory that you can't move, or watching the site visitors come to your site and then leave not buying anything, or not being able to connect to your target customers at all, or not being able to deal with the inside of you, the mind trash that will stop you. Even if you do have a little bit of success, people are buying from you, but you still can't overcome the fear. You can't overcome the mental challenges. You can't overcome the avoidance of the uncertainty that always comes with entrepreneurship, right? So you could be doing some of the right things and still get in trouble in these small things because you've done them in the wrong order. Going to get your website when you have not even gotten your mind right. Going to buy inventory before you have a marketing plan, before you know how to target your customers, before you start spending money with gurus that are just giving you a part of the process. So doing the right things in the wrong order can hurt you, just like trying to talk about your relationship at the bottom of the final quarter of the basketball game when he's trying to watch that, right? That's not the right time to be trying to talk about your relationship. And doing the right things in the wrong order in your business is just as damaging. You can say, well, oh, I did that, MJ. I've already done that. Why am I not making sales? Because you did it before all the things that you were supposed to do up to that point. And that's just as important. So we've talked about missing out on things altogether, just skipping steps because you didn't know what you didn't know. We talked about doing the wrong things, which can actually hurt your business. And then we talked about doing the right things in the wrong order. Here's what's true. Like I said, there's no exhaustive list that I'm out here selling or giving away that's going to tell you everything you need to do for the first few months of getting your business ready to succeed or ready to launch. Because that would, first of all, be inappropriate. That would be malpractice to try to tell you all the things. but there is a way that you can set yourself up for success so you don't oversimplify your business. And I want to invite you to watch my free training right now. You can go out there, you can register for it and get more up to speed on what you should be doing so that you don't oversimplify your business while you are reducing some of the complexity that you may be encountering as you're trying to succeed. The thing is, your business is going to stay at the hobby side gig level until you turn this corner and start treating it like the six-figure business that you want it to become. But I want to invite you to watch my free training. I actually have created a bit.ly link. Go to, let me see, is that misspelled? No, bit.ly/the Freedom Boutique. It's a 45-minute training. I want you to go out there and register for it, attend the training, and find out more about what we're talking about today, because the complexity of business is not going to go away because you play small or because you try to avoid risk or because you slow burn it over the course of months or years. There are some major steps you need to take in order to get your business on the right path, and you can't game the system and get the same success that you see other people achieving. So go out there, register for my free training at bit.ly or bit.ly/the Freedom Boutique. Go out there and watch the training. Take plenty of notes. Don't be late. Don't leave early, because I have a special offer for you at the end about how you can set your business up for success. And this is not for looky-loos and people who are just looking for one magic tip. There are no magic tips to succeeding in a boutique. There are none. Retail marketplace is tough. It's competitive. But you can succeed, but you're not going to do it by luck. And you don't just need one random tip. Watch my free training. Set aside some time to treat your business like the successful boutique or shop that you want it to be. So again, my free training, the web address is right there, bit.ly/the Freedom Boutique. Go out there, register, attend the training, and then we will talk. There's a special offer at the end where you can get on with me and get some real help for succeeding in your business. It's not going to come easy, and it can be simplified, but you don't want to oversimplify it. Watch my free training, and let's talk soon. Hope you have a fabulous rest of your week, and we'll be on later this week with another training. Meanwhile, go out there and watch my free masterclass that's going to get you right on board. There's a special offer at the end. We'll talk soon. Take care. Bye-bye.